short zeros, scratch, shelling point, low volume node block, fall off of the distribution, zeros, scratch, absorption of sellers, eights, right above block, shelling point, ledge at 7, turn against me from sellers, lost the trade, Screws lost the trade, boosted value, long 0, scratch, shelling point 0, thin spot on profile, long 0, scratch, long 9s, VPOC, unsustained bid, spoof shifting lower, scratched, short zeros, mean reversion VPOC, lost, scratched. I lost it, traded and scratched it. Back at VPOC, spoofs at value, bid lifting, ask being absorbed, bids holding firm 9, bids not spoofing, ask is spoofing heavily, ask spoofs again, the bid dwindles down to 50, ask spoofs again, bid stacks up now. Short 9s. I don't like the ask though because of how fake it is. VPOC 9s, short 9s, bid stacks. Not much variance in how it's spoofing either. Looks like a buyer's market, passive buyer's market. Lost that trade, wasn't paying attention to how the queue was playing. The bid was faking size the entire time they were bluffing. The ask was faking size the entire time they were bluffing, and the bid was pretty thick and firm. Long 7s. Shelling point, end of the distribution. Just on the strong bid. Ask thickens up, I lose the trade. Also, away from the shelling point, it was a breakout trade. I should try to scratch earlier if that was an opportunity. Because it was a breakout of the profile, it needed that passive momentum. Short 9s, scratched, flipped long 9s after I saw the bid hold, presumably. I was wrong though. The ask stacks at 9s, and then it lifts near almost immediately after 70 is thrown on the ask up to like 150, and then it immediately disappears. I scratched that trade. I don't know if I won it or not. I'm long 9s after I saw that on the ask. Short 9s. Ask key here. Spoofs again. Just looks like fake size and the bid looks more honest today. Spoof's still at value hanging out. It's from 140 to 0 in like 5 seconds. With active sellers holding them. I lose that trade. I flip long 8s. Bid is just hanging out. Scratched. It's long 8s again. I scratched. It's again. Resistance from both sides. I scratch. Suppose a value. Pocket looks like. They can't break 9s on the bid though. Trying to long this active queue because there's no initiative selling to push it back into the distribution. Riskier than normal because there's no take confirmation. It's a strong passive bid pushing the market up. Jaggedly moving price, really not in a unidirectional fashion. Scratched. She's long again. She finally pops. That trade though, I chase a breakout long, really fast reversion to the mean there. Flip short, turn pull back short after the excess there. It jumped maybe 2 ticks in 2 seconds. Thought she was gonna go. I scratched the 8 that I was short. Strange fill here at 9. You can cross-reference it. I put my order in and it looked like a tick lower. And I put my stop and take profit in even though I was a tick lower. So did it. Short 8s here. Right above VPOC. Little mean reversion, that's why. You've just been going between these ticks here. Not a very big directional market today.
Order filled.
Scratched 8s. Breakout now. Bid side. Spoos is lagging a bit. Chasing 7s. Chasing 6s now to the upside. On 6s. Hesitant Q. Scratch. Was long. Askers can't push it lower really. Bid sticks, 130 on 7. Long 6. Scratching on lack of initiative buying. 6 again. Scratched again. Initiative selling here. A little bit of it. Bid lightens up and gives some leg way. Like chases short at 7. Ask stuffs. Scratch. This is short at 7 again. I scratch. Bid stuck off 8. We're outside the distribution now. She's real again. The bid and the ask looks fluffy. I got short there at 6 for some reason. Short 6. Ask Q can't stack. I scratch. Ask Q stacks now but spoofs as bid doesn't move. More buy strength. We're outside of the distribution now. Chasing long. Full auction on prints. Spoofs at value. Looks like a spoofed bid because of how thick the Q is, even though it's smaller size than the ask, but it doesn't lift when people hit it. It doesn't drain when askers hit it. It stacks and holds still. It's quite literally passive buy strength, holding the market up. And asks looking like they're forced to relinquish. Anyways, I was long 7. I won. We're pushing up into the outer distribution here. I'm wary because Spoos is still at value, so I'm wondering if she's gonna snap back, but she's already been pretty decoupled today. Long 5s. Some initiative selling from the askers. Bid holds again. It stacks in its face. Initiative selling. I mean, it just went from 110 to 170. The bid. Initiative selling is drained now. Get long 5 and scratch. Side wants to move. Askers can't stuff the queues. Initiative selling. Stuff. Bid tracks up to 80. Ask starts to lift. Offers. They're disappearing. Just lost 50 contracts of size on the ask and they won, though I missed the trade. I got scratched out. I could have tried for more, but I'm not sure I would have gotten a fill. Scratch. Shelling 0.4 is drop off point. Shelling 0.4 is a ledge. So I scratch again. Starts to lighten up. Ask gets excited and stacks heavy. And then they have to put on so much size to drain 1 tick off the bid. Long 5s. Believer in the buyers. It's a joke. I'm not a. Just think, it took a tremendous amount of effort from us to trade the long 5s. I've lived short here. There's a lot of sell pressure. Short 7s back into value.
scratch. Try short sevens again, scratch. Scratch again. Initiative selling is draining on the ask. Same spoof. It's lower now. Continuation short at 8, I scratch. Short 8. Scratch. Some kickback from buyers now. Pock. Still chasing lower through value. Hold and scratch immediately. Short 9s. Scratch. 9s again. Pock. Scratch. Bid stacks. She slows down now. Spoo's back at value. So it was reversion, what I was talking about. Spoo's correlations. Spoo's went down to Pock. It was 9 and 2. It's at 6 now. And then it wasn't. It looked more like just a dislocation of the leaving of buyers from the marketplace. I suppose they pulled their orders and we rocketed lower back down to VPOC. They were just like, I don't want to be here anymore. Sellers had an easy but kind of clunky time. I'm not sure if it's not a news day, but I don't know if it's price action. I'm long 8s. POC, I lost the trade. Continuation from bids defending 0 and 1, the shelling points. Edges. Short 9s on a stale order. Should have pulled it. I scratch. It holds 0. Pretty heavily. Trying short 9s again. I disagree with the trade, short 9s. We're VPOC now. You know, there's active buying on the tape. Box at 9. Shelling points at 0. Oh, I'm chasing short because Spoos is offering lower. Okay, that's fine. The stale ask again. Sellers really get absorbed here on the tape. You can hear them. A scratch. I went 0. I was short 0. I flip long here. I kind of understand the tape is changing. I win that trade. Flip long again at 9s. Initiative buying. The it's dried up. Yeah. Queue about 2 seconds to stack, and then I put my stop in and win the trade. 8s. I scratch. I chase 8s again. I scratch. There's a lack of initiative selling here. Follow the queue, and the bid stacks again. Long 8s again. Scratch. Seven. Heavy bid queue here, which makes me suspicious. It's good that I got out of that. Because it was like 160 on the bid. It was a little bit on the ask queue. I didn't like it at all. I flipped short 7s and scratched. I might have won the trade actually. I think I did. It's just so fast. I'm chasing a short into POC here. Spoos is still at value.
Short 6. I disagree with it though in hindsight. Strong bid pushing us out of value. Ask Q's heavy and she doesn't want to move on the bid. Ask lifts. Bid stacks aggressively. I lose the trade surely. Not gonna let me out. They did let me out somehow, but the conditions have changed. It looks like that bid is doing that same thing again, where they just hold it up on low volume, even though the size on the ask is much bigger. Oh, I think what's going on here is they're passive. Whoever's moving the market up, for whatever reason, maybe it's an options dealer, they're passively hiding size on the Q and then just absorbing everything and pushing price up. I'm long 6. I scratch. Long 6 again. Big initiative selling there, I lose the trade. I chase short on momentum. I scratch after hesitancy from the ask. Short 7 again, trying to re-enter. Momentum is gone now. Q dynamics are shifting. Looks like buyers are going to hold it up. They let me out. I chase short again. I scratch. Q finally slams on the ask, and then it lightens up. Bid holds VPOC. I think if I know what's good for me, I'm going to long here. If I can get in. Long 7. Another aggressive stack on the ask. She's holding on the bid. I scratch 7s. I'm long 7s again though. Lack of initiative selling from the ask again. In hindsight, I'm reluctantly chasing short here at 7s. Actually win the trade, which surprises me. Not going to give any hindsight explanations. Long 8s, scratched. Correct move because bid stuffs aggressively shortly after from 0 to 150. Price rallies a tick. Suppose at upper edge of value now. Same sticky bid at 7. Moderate Q size isn't spoofing. I'm trying to get short 6. I still don't like it. She stacks 7 bid. They're holding 7 bid. Tried to get long 6. She stacked too heavy though. Might be a stale bid. I thick and slow. They don't want to give me second chances here, it doesn't look like. Long fives. Unidirectional pressure into the node here, low volume node. Just chasing a big ledge. Huge selling, got absorbed. You can hear it on the tape. Lack of initiative buying. Just the Q hitting higher. Scratched. She's been up 2 ticks without me now. I've scratched both. Chasing fours. Long fours. She stacks aggressively after my fill. Spoo's offering higher now. I won that trade. Long threes. Scratched. We're at another ledge here. It thins out. Hive days at 1. I take away. I scratch threes. Short threes. Scratched. Short threes again. Scratched. She stacks now. Ask lifts. Bid stack's pretty heavy here. It doesn't look like it's fake either. And then she lifts and she disappears. Back down to 100 now. She stacks again. Buyers capitulate. I mean, the ask capitulates because they stack so heavy. Sellers are defending here. Hive days at 1, bunch of stops behind it. They're incentivized to push it lower. Looking for a hive day break here. Spoos is at hive day as well. Buying on tape here. Big absorption, short threes. Is all I could get. Scratched. Flip long threes. There's a ledge at 4, but mainly because of how strong the bid is. I'm not so convinced we're going back to value. Spoos is also at hive day. She held threes. Start of a ledge there. Bid tape slows down. Looks like the initiative from the buy side died off. Unless we see a lift on the ask, it looks like doesn't look like we're going lower. It just looks like tape's dead, or there's just a lack of opportunity here post run down, and then the tape ends.